want to talk about bank statements, probably the next trickiest part of buying a home. In all cases, the mortgage lender is going to require consecutive bank statements to be verified to show that they have sufficient funds for the down payment in their account.
That is right.
Earlier we talked about there's lots of different sources of down payment, gifts are allowed, et cetera, et cetera. But somewhere along the way, the lender needs to know, is the money available in the account? Because I have people say, well, I'll get the money in there and I'll just go sign the paperwork next week. And I'll say, well, but we have to see it in there. So the lender needs to know the money is coming from a legitimate source and it's available in your account, verified, legit, you name it. The next tricky part on the mortgage loan is really the assets. It's the bank statements verifying money coming and going from A to B, and making sure the sources are appropriate and allowable and everything is documented carefully. So I think really in terms of challenges that where clients can complicate the lending process, the first one is, like you had just said, transferring funds in from an unidentified source. But wherever that money is coming from, the mortgage lender is going to say, number one, what is that large deposit? Number two, where did it come from? And number three, explain it. And number four, prove it. It doesn't mean that it's not allowable. It doesn't mean that we can't get through it, but it may mean a lot of hoops that have to be jumped through in terms of documenting all of that, explaining it, proving it, making sure it comes from a source that's allowable for the loan guidelines. Really try to keep your bank statements clean. If you know that you've got some of this craziness going on, we are more than welcome to help you through that process, but it may mean that we just have to hang on for 30 to 60 days to let those bank statements kind of push through the system, get all your money lined up so that when we pull your bank statement, it looks nice and clean. Very last step is getting pre-approved instead of just pre-qualified. And what that means, Brian, and this is so important, we've talked about all these little things that can cause problems with the loan, is where they can call me and get pre-qualified over the phone in 10, 15 minutes, and I can shoot a letter out. We're going to want to not just pre-qualify you from a distance with information over the phone, but get the documentation up front. Bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, etc. Especially if you've got a complicated case. Let's get that information in. Team Reshitar will take care of those customers. We'll submit the loan up front before they ever find a home. That way they can shop with confidence and maybe avoid some of these headaches that we had kind of mentioned here that could come up in the lending process that would stop them from buying a home of their dreams. So